Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Matthew Payne, and I have had the privilege to be one of Dan's close friends for the past 10 years. I first met Dan when I was working as a wellness coach at the Hampton YMCA. In between teaching elderly women how to properly walk on a treadmill, I could hear my fellow trainer Rick talking smack about the Miami Dolphins to a shorter man with a very pronounced jawline. I walked up and introduced myself as the new guy working on the floor, and that was the first time I met Dan Wallace. I remember him looking at my name tag and bringing me in for a big hug and saying, "What's up, Matty Ice?" And I can honestly say that I've never met somebody with so much confidence and personality. I mean, you really have to be, or you really have to have that much personality to be a Dolphin fan for 40 years. Dan and I immediately hit it off, and we have been best friends ever since. Dan and I started out as workout partners, screaming at each other, pushing to get through each set. Workouts turned into hangout sessions, and then we found ourselves hitting bars every night we were off. After speaking with all of Dan's friends, I've learned that this is where Dan was actually in his element. No matter who you are, if you went out with Dan Wallace on a Saturday night, there was going to be a story to tell. Some more appropriate than others, some probably not appropriate to tell in church. Dan took me under his wing and taught me all that there was to know about food, music, movies, and anything that was pop culture. A lot of what he taught me really shaped the man that I am today. And if it wasn't for him, I would have never had the courage to try foods like shawarma and poke. I'm sure everyone here has a story about Dan talking them into eating something crazy. At the very least, that we all knew that he was the guy to talk to if you needed an idea for a date spot, and he would tell you exactly what to get. One time, Dan looked at me in between bench press sets and said, "Matty, let's throw a Christmas party." And I thought it was strange seeing that it was September and he was bringing this up. One thing led to another. Invites were made, kegs were bought, and we were ready to throw an epic ugly sweater Christmas party. A month before the party, Dan comes up to me at the gym, just dancing around with an excitement in his eyes. "Matt, I found an awesome DJ at Hot Tuna, the bar that he would frequent on a Wednesday happy hour, and said that she would do the party for $250. As I questioned the idea, Dan began to repeat the phrase, and I'm sure that we've all heard it, and it's also affected our bank accounts: treat yourself. Over and over and over again, treat yourself. Long story short, that is how I had a DJ dressed like an Easter bunny playing EDM music in my living room to celebrate Christmas. As I look back over the past 10 years, I see how much we both have grown. I got married and started a family. Dan bleached his hair and bought a sports car. But no matter what obstacles life threw at me, Dan was always there. Every new chapter that opened up in my life, Dan embraced it with open arms. And when my daughter was born, he couldn't wait to be Uncle Dan. He always said, "This is the closest to a dad that I think I'm ever going to become, so I'll just help you raise yours. It'll be like that movie, 3 Men and a Baby." And I don't know who that other man was, but he always compared it to that. I couldn't ask for a better friend, a better uncle to my daughter. If I know Dan, he's walking up to the pearly gates with that same look of excitement that I saw in the gym that day. This time, I know he danced through, in my mind, to the same exact time as Coolio rapping Gangster's Paradise. I love you, bud, and we're all going to miss you.